I recently purchased a Kawai CA79 piano, and it has a lot of really cool sounds and features, so I thought I would take y'all on a tutorial. We'll start with the piano tab here. So you can see there are 3 different tabs: piano, sounds, and music. So let's start with the piano tab, and we'll just talk it through. The first piano that it pulls up is an SKEX Concert Grand Rendering. And according to our lovely manual, it says that this particular piano has the characteristic of a concert grand piano with a clear tonal color and rich, powerful bass. So if that's what you want in a piano, then the sound is perfect for you. But let's say you want a piano with an elegant, detailed tone and exceptionally broad dynamic range. Then you want the EX Concert Grand, which we have second here. Let's say you want a medium sized grand piano with a polished, brilliant tone. Then you want this SK5 grand piano. But if you just want your standard upright, lovely, full-bodied traditional piano, then you want this upright piano sound. So these are all of your basic piano sounds on the piano tab. But let's say you wanted to customize it a little bit further. You can customize any of these pianos. I'm just going to show you with the upright piano here. So you go over to the Customize tab is what we're going to call it. And you can have different variations. So for this piano, there's just one variation, but if you see arrow keys, then that means you can modify it a little bit. So I'll show you with this SK5. This is the classical variation, but if you want a pop variation, then that works too. So let's go back over to our upright. You can customize it quite a bit in this Virtual Technician tab. I don't want to take the time to really go through it all, but you can see you can change quite a few things using this tab. And so what that means is you can make your piano sound just about however you want, according to what sounds good to your ear. But let's say you wanted to change the reverb, you can do that here. So you can basically make it sound like you're in different settings, like room settings, by changing the reverb tab. So a concert hall versus a small room versus a lounge setting. Now I think this tuning area is pretty cool because normally a piano's tuned to, well, I have it set to 440.5 hertz, but let's say you want it to be completely different because maybe you're trying to match other instruments. Then you can set it to, for example, 442 tuning, which again, you'd probably be matching other instruments. So let's hear what that sounds like. I'm just gonna play, how about a C scale? Okay, that's not too terribly different, but let's do something kind of extreme here. I don't even know what the highest it can go is. Oh, how about 453? So this is what 453 tuning sounds like. I was still playing a C scale, but that sounded nothing like a C scale. It's almost a full note off. Man. So let's go back down so we don't have to hear that anymore. Oh, apparently you can go even lower than 440, but let's just leave it where we had it before. Now let's say you want to be lazy and you're trying to transpose something. Then instead of having to, actually transpose, you can go over here, and let's say we wanted to transpose a whole step up, so to the key of D. Then I'm still going to play a C scale, but it's going to sound like a D scale. So all of these are in our Sounds tab. The piano that I was just playing is an upright piano classical. So you can do lots of different things in this tab. I'm just going to start with the All Sounds portion of this tab. So within the Piano tab, that's just what it is. Within the Sounds tab, there are different ways that the manufacturer has sorted everything. So All Sounds, Favorite Sounds, Recently Played, Recommended, Classic, Jazz, and Pop. So I'll show you first what all is in this All Sounds category. You have all your different basic piano sounds, all of your different keyboard sounds, your different organ sounds, your different church organ sounds, and your different harpsichord sounds. So let's start with a few of the piano sounds. I'm not going to take you through every single one because that would take all day, but let's just go through a few of them. And I have just a little songbook here. This is a Gaither Homecoming songbook, just what I had on hand. And this particular song I'm going to play is What a Day That Will Be. Now, I'm not going to play through the full song for every single one of these because that would take all day too, but we'll just go through a few bars of it. And like I said, this is a piano sound, the SKEX rendering, which according to our handy dandy manual, we said that was a concert grand piano with a clear tonal color and rich, powerful bass. Let's try this warm variation. So the cool thing about the particular piano we're doing, the SKEX, the rich, powerful bass one, is it's modeled after the Shigeru Kawai, which is of Kawai pianos. It emulates the top line of Kawai pianos, the Shigeru. Again, just the top line. So this is the warm variation. And I'll play the same thing that I just played. So this one, as the name implies, just has a warmer sound. Now, if we want to go to a different kind of piano, so this is the one that we said was a little bit of a smaller sound. So you can see the correlations between these pianos here on the Sounds tab and these pianos here in the Main tab. So if you look up here, you can see that they correlate. Again, it correlates. So now what I want to show you is a piano that we said was a medium-sized grand piano with a polished, brilliant tone, which is this SK5. And let's try the pop variation. There we go. So let's play the chorus of What a Day That Will Be. tried out the upright piano, so I'm not going to show you that again. Let's try some of our keyboard sounds. So that's what all of these are. We have, what is that, 6? 6. So let's just try out the classic electric piano. Let's do a different song. This is How Long Has It Been? There. You can see this one, it sounds like an organ sound, but it's just the classic electric piano sound. So if you were to save this to your favorites by going and favoriting it like I just did, then if we go over to our favorites tab, it is supposed to show up. Or maybe I just unfavorited it. You know, that's a distinct possibility. So, if we go over here and refavorite it, then it shows up in our favorites tab, like so. Let's go to the 60s electric piano, and I'll play a few more bars of How Long Has It Been? So, another one that has a warbly sound is this crystal electric piano. Only I don't want to play this song with this sound. So I'm going to be picky here. And let's do I Could Never Outlove the Lord. And like I said, it has a weird sound. So, sounds like there are crystals in there. Okay, let's go to one of our organ sounds. And I'm going to go back to the song that I skipped, which is He Looked Beyond My Fault. I like this song a lot. So let's do, I like the drawbar organ sound quite a bit. Let's try this one out. Do it with drawbar organ too. I thought I remembered drawbar organ being, you know, a bigger sound. Now, if you're listening really closely, you can tell with these different sounds that some require more pedaling, some require more open chords, some require you to just be more conscious of connecting the notes. It just depends. Okay, I want to go backwards, and let's do our ballad organ here. So I'll play a few more bars of He Looked Beyond My Fault, which you might recognize as Danny Boy. Now again, this one's not very loud. Of course, if you want to adjust the volume, you just go over here to your master volume and adjust it. But you just learn which ones have a softer versus louder sound as well. Okay, let's go to our church organ sounds, and let's just try out the regular old church organ. This hymn is He Touched Me. So already this one has more, out there sound. It's pretty loud, pretty, I wouldn't say staccato, but it's just different. So this is one of the ones where, like I was saying, it can get pretty messy if you don't pay attention to it. Alright, let's try out one more of these under church organ. I like soft strings, and I think it will be perfect for this song, which is I Will Serve Thee. did show before, if you want to, there we go, do two sounds at once, then you most definitely can. So, how about we do, let's do slow strings for one, but then I want our nice, lovely piano sound for the other one. And like I said, this is two sounds at once. I don't actually know all of these songs in here, but I do know and like this one, My Savior First of All. There's a trick to keeping the strings nice and smooth while still, not getting the piano sound muddy sounding, but you just learn it over time. So let's say I wanted to do a split sound where it splits at middle C, or you can change that, but just automatically it splits at middle C, and your left hand can play one thing while your right hand is doing another thing. Okay, My Savior First of All. Okay, I'm gonna pause because I want to make it more obvious. Okay, here's the same piano sound that we just did with a church organ sound. Okay. Okay, now you notice that as soon as I lift up my left hand, I do still have my foot on the pedal, and so my right hand is still connected. But let's make it to where it connects the pedal to the left hand as well. Okay. If you're really coordinated, you can get it to where you're basically playing different orchestra parts at the same time. So if you wanted to play, if we go back to our string setting, the string part with your left hand, while you're playing the piano part with your right hand, you could. Or, any sort of combination that you want. Okay. How about, let's go back to our harpsichord sounds, and this is what just your standard harpsichord sounds like. Really like the sound of a harpsichord. And I didn't introduce the hymn. It's Sheltered in the Arms of God. Alright, so that is pretty much, no, of course I skipped quite a few, of your different sounds that the piano has, and you can vary it as much as you like. The favorites tab, like I said before, all of our recently played ones, and it just goes in the order that you play them, starting from the least recently played at the very bottom to most recently played at the top. Recommended sounds, just based on what the piano thinks you like. All of your classic sounds, and so all of these are just the same sounds as are in all sounds, but it's just a different, no, I'm wrong actually, haha. You would think that they'd be all the same sounds as in all sounds, but we actually have a few additional sounds under these particular classic jazz pop tabs. So this is our Celesta. Vibraphone. We'll do a few bars of The King is Coming. Now here's our marimba. Okay. Okay, so you can hear that not all of the sounds match as well to the song that you're playing. For example, this marimba sound would do better with a faster song than this one, but you just learn however you like it. Alrighty. And is there anything I did? Oh, our square pad. Let's test out what the square pad sounds like. Let's do it with Through It All. Why not? Now, this one would be better for a slower song. What else? Ooh, let's test out the record function. So, when you just press it, sometimes it goes to standby mode, but I don't remember. Anyway, so now it's recording, and it just records on whatever sound you had it on last. Okay. Now we can either play it back, delete, or save. And of course we had a lot of pause before I actually started playing. And now you can have the metronome going while you're doing it, the metronome through the piano, but it doesn't record the metronome. And you can't change sounds while you're doing it, it's just whatever you started on. Okay, I'm going to delete that. Now, here's our metronome. Yeah, and of course you can change it. So, that's what that is. Now, what have I not shown? Not shown the music tab. So if we were to plug in a USB stick to the piano, which we can do, then that would all show up here. All of our recently played within this music tab shows up under recently played. Or you can search for something by composer, lesson books, genre, all the sound demos. Anything that we've recorded, it shows up here. Let's say you want to delete something from your favorites tab, from your recordings that you've done. You can also, so if you've customized the sound exactly how you like it, you can save that and it shows up in a user tab, which I don't have anything like that at the moment. But if I did, and I wanted to delete all those sounds, which I did, then you delete it from here. Or anything. You just reset it. So, yes, that's what user data does. If we wanted to set up Bluetooth or MIDI, or if we wanted to do speaker headphones, and this four hands mode is if you're doing a duet with somebody. It's pretty handy because it's sort of like with split, but it's just a different way to customize for if you're playing a duet with somebody. System is basically how the piano starts up. You can change the language to Japanese. It only has Japanese and English, but I don't read Japanese, so sorry. Okay, that's what our menu does. And what else? This is because I have Bluetooth turned on. If I had a USB stick plugged in, it would show up there as well. And I think that's pretty much everything. So thank you for coming along with me on my little tutorial. Hopefully it was informative, helpful for you, especially if you're considering buying one of these handy pianos. You can also change the way that the soft pedal sounds, the way that the damper pedal sounds, the middle piano. There's a lot that you can do with this piano, and I'm still learning it all myself. But it's quite intuitive, and the manual is very helpful. So yes, thank you, and I'll see you later.